We also know that the Latin meaning of the word doctor is teacher, and your doctor's job is to teach, reach, and inspire and motivate you to get that knowledge and wisdom and to change your life and the life of your family. And what if I told you that the majority of the things that you learned about health, about healing, about wellness was wrong, or maybe even a lie? Hi, my name is Dr. Eric Nepute, and I've dedicated my life to helping people get to the root cause of their problems and end human suffering. And I've really gone about this in a very non-conventional way. Let me tell you a little bit about my background. Ever since I was a child, I've always wanted to be a physician. I've always wanted to help people solve their problems. But when I started my conventional medical training, it just didn't answer the question, why? And that's where my outside-of-the-box, non-conventional health and wellness training started. You see, not only am I a primary care provider, but I also have a doctorate in natural medicine, a doctorate in chiropractic, a fellowship in functional neurology, a fellowship in internal health. I'm a certified athletic trainer. I've got a master's in clinical nutrition and 3 bachelor's degrees in human anatomy, sports medicine, and chemistry. And I don't tell you that to impress you, but to impress upon you that I think and act differently because of that. Not only do I have a very diverse educational background, but my business background is very unique as well. I've owned and operated over 30 of my own health and wellness centers that are fully integrated practices where people would come from all over the world to be seen. I've owned and operated surgical centers across the United States. I've been a part owner of a nutraceutical company. I've owned part of a hospital system. I've been involved with pharmaceutical biological companies. I've helped train thousands of doctors across the globe on how to get to the root cause of chronic illness. And as of recently, I've been honored to be a part of the Make America Healthy Again campaign, where Secretary of Health and Human Services Bobby Kennedy Jr. has asked me to be a part of the movement to help eradicate chronic illness and childhood illness across the globe. I've also testified in front of Congress at a federal and state level to help improve policies and remove some of the unnecessary regulations so that people can actually get to the root cause of their problems and not just manage the diseases. And over the past 2 decades, I've dedicated my life to understanding the human body at its most fundamental level. I've always been driven by one mission, and that's to find the root cause of health issues, not just treat the symptoms. Now, let me ask you this. Have you or anyone you know ever struggled with fatigue, brain fog, weight gain, hormonal imbalances, digestive issues, leaky gut problems, chronic pain, low libido, anxiety, mood swings, autoimmune disorders, hypertension, heart disease, or liver and kidney issues? I know the list is long, but what if I told you there was a company backed by real science and real results that can help you with all of these issues and much more? Welcome to BioLimitless. I've seen firsthand how powerful the right approach can be, and that's exactly what I want to talk to you about with BioLimitless. Because the more you understand about how you are and how your body works, the better you can help yourself and help your family. Because self-care is the real healthcare, and it begins with understanding about you. At BioLimitless, we offer unique technologies backed by research and designed to help tens of thousands of people get better every single day. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the products and how they work. Let's first talk about our Cellular Reset formula. Cellular Reset is not like any typical metabolic or performance supplement on the market. It's a peptide-based bioregulator formula designed to work at a cellular level by combining strategic peptides in a specific manner in order to improve mitochondria, improve cellular repair, and improve metabolism. Some of the amazing results that you're going to have with that is rapid fat loss. We're going to shift your body from a sugar burner to a fat burner without losing muscle mass. In fact, our peptide blend has an exercise in a bottle in it where it literally mimics exercise and helps your body build muscle while burning fat at the same time and helping systemically reduce inflammation, which accelerates tissue recovery and improves endurance, helping your body rest, recharge, and operate at its full biologic potential. Now let's talk a little bit about our cell signals formula. This is a revolutionary bioregulator formula designed to optimize cellular communication and restore cellular efficiency, supporting energy, performance, and systemic balance in the human body. Listen, as we age, the production of key cell signaling molecules decline, dropping by 90% or more by the age of 30. This disrupts our cells' ability to vibrate at a frequency for energy production, detoxification, and repair. And these changes contribute to fatigue, brain fog, slower recovery, and other age-related challenges. Cell Signal combines bioavailable nutrients to offset those issues and help restore optimal performance to the human body. Now, I'm sure many of you know that we're living in an era where anxiety, depression, insomnia, and mental illness are off the charts and rising. Our Neural Reboot formula is a potent tripeptide bioregulator formula designed to help rewire brain function, refire metabolic processes, and reboot cellular regeneration. This advanced blend of peptides works synergistically to restore balance at a cellular level, helping you think clearer, feel stronger, and perform at your best. This formula helps cellular renewal restoration, helps metabolic activation, cognitive function optimization. It connects the brain-gut axis, which helps maintain the communication between the neurotransmitters of your gut and your brain, and it helps with cellular vitality and is the key to longevity. Now, since we're speaking of the brain-gut connection, let me tell you about one of my favorite formulas, our Master Microbiotic formula. It is a clinically validated bioregulator formula designed to optimize gut health and recolonize the microbiome with potent spore-based master microbes, and is supported by gut-healing regenerative peptide known as BPC-157, the healing peptide. Utilizing our patented phytomicroencapsulation technology, this formula delivers beneficial probiotics directly into the small intestine where we need them the most. This formula helps restore gut health, boost immune system, and enhances overall well-being in the human body. Now, in our increasingly toxic world, we are bombarded with harmful substances every single day, from heavy metals to microplastics to pesticides, herbicides, larvicides, fungicides, all these chemical toxins that make us toxic. Over 90% of Americans have detectable levels of harmful chemicals in their body that is literally killing them. Our Detox Pro Plus formula is built to combat this toxic burden and support natural detoxification in a safe, daily usable formula, scientifically backed with ingredients that bind and remove toxins while restoring balance at a cellular, genetic, and microbial level. This advanced blend also supports mitochondrial function, healthy inflammation markers, and promotes gut and liver detoxification processes. By targeting the root cause of toxic accumulation, Detox Pro Plus helps restore energy, strengthen immune function, and revitalize overall well-being while empowering the human body to function properly. Now, unlike most healthcare experts, at BioLimitless, we test, we don't guess. Now, I'm not here to discredit traditional healthcare, but if you've been searching for a better way, one that understands how your body works at a genetic and a cellular level, then BioLimitless is the answer. At BioLimitless, we know that true health starts within you. You have the power to transform your life, but it has to start with you. Self-care reimagined begins with you understanding more about yourself. Our BioLimitless DNA Discovery Kit measures over 800,000 genetic markers in your body and gives you the map and the blueprint how to live your life. If you don't understand how to live your genetic lifestyle, I don't care what vitamins, minerals, and supplements you take, you're not optimizing your production. What if there was a test that you could take from home that could measure how you should sleep, how you should exercise, what supplements you should have, when you should take them, what types of injuries your body's prone to, and much, much more. This test by itself has been an absolute game changer for thousands of my patients, and it'll be a game changer for you as well. At BioLimitless, we know that health starts from within. You have the power to transform your health, but it has to start with you. So let's get started today. Go to the link below, explore the products, and join the thousands who have found a better path to health with BioLimitless. Click the link, take control of your health, and transform your life, because self-care is the real healthcare. Well, good evening, everybody. Hey, it's Dr. Eric Nepute. Hope you guys are having a great day wherever in the world you are. Welcome to our AMA tonight. Hey, if I'm a little flustered, I apologize. It's been a pretty epic freaking day, but crazy. How many of you, I've been on the phone all day this afternoon and getting asked for interviews and etc. How many of you saw the congressional hearings today where CIA inside whistleblowers came out and talked about the fact that Tony Fauci lied? The CIA's been covering up. There's a group of within the shadow government that we all knew about that lied and made money off of the death and destruction off of your family, my family, etc. And when people like me who have integrity, knowledge, and I don't know, like how do I say this? Morals. My mother would kick my butt if I lied to people. God rest her soul. And we told people the truth and they came after us like you wouldn't believe. And now the receipts are coming out 5-6 years later that we were 100% correct. And it's just absolutely crazy what's been happening. So listen, hope you guys are having a blessed day wherever in the world you guys are. And we're going to have a great night tonight. Remember, first of all, welcome. If this is your first time to one of our AMAs, I'm Dr. Eric Nepute. I'm a functional medicine, functional neuro doctor. What does that mean? That means I help people get to the root cause of their problems. People come see me from all over the globe to help find the cause of their problems, to give them some common sense solutions to the common problems they're dealing with from a common sense standpoint. Simple, easy things that you can be doing that can change your life forever. And it's a blessing to be able to do this. It's a blessing to be with you. Remember, every morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, we do a half hour to health on some topic that you're asking about. It's usually root cause topics. We talk about insulin resistance. We talk about toxemia, the fact that we've got mega doses in our lives of microplastics and heavy metals, parasites, glyphosates, all the things. We talk about that. We talk about how to fix autoimmune disease. We talk about how to prevent and reverse the root cause of the big scary C words that are out there. It's not that difficult to do it, but you got to understand that man, there's a concerted effort to not give you the information that you need to get healthy because there's no money in the cure. Chris Rock said it beautifully. Ain't no money in the cure. There's only money in keeping you on the merry-go-round. So listen, let's do a roll call, see who's watching with us so far tonight, and then let's get your questions in the chat. Let's have this conversation tonight. So, all right, good evening, good morning. Hello, everybody. Hey, Christy down in Tennessee. Great to see you. You and Jack, hope you guys are great. Miss Katie down in, I almost said Arkansas, but you are in Southern California, sister. Good evening. I'm doing great. Do I think anything will ever happen with the Bill Gates dumps, ticks, etc.? I think years and years from now, people will find the truth. Listen, let me tell you something. I am what's called a Lyme literate doctor, okay? About 15 years ago, I started seeing a massive amount of patients with Lyme disease. And medical doctors in Missouri told us that Lyme disease wasn't real, that it was in people's heads. That's literally what the American Medical Association told doctors to tell their patients, that you're crazy, Lyme disease isn't real, and you got psychological issues. Now, the head of the FDA, well, who just got ousted from the FDA, Dr. Marty Makura, but the head of HHS, Secretary Kennedy, has come out and said, yeah, Lyme disease is real. Yeah, ticks are the transmitter of it. Yeah, there's a really good chance that there was government involvement on making this bioweapon, which is absolutely insane. It's the same thing that you're hearing about with COVID. It's the same thing you're hearing about with hantavirus, all the crazy stuff. I will tell you that there is a massive amount of alpha-gal. If you don't know anything about alpha-gal, it's an unfortunate tick-borne or tick-delivered disease that causes the liver to get congested, causes the body to stop producing protease, and you can't eat meat anymore. And there are treatments for it. In fact, this summer, we're going to be putting a symposium together for alpha-gal. Probably in August or September, we'll have a symposium in Missouri. We'll have the doctors who are taking care of this stuff be here. And we're going to have lay people, just like we did 15, 20 years ago with Lyme disease. I went up to Syracuse, New York, studied with Dr. Eric Rentz, one of the world leading experts in Lyme, because they told us that Lyme wasn't real. And now
We're seeing Lyme every day. We're reversing Lyme disease every day. It's not a difficult thing to do, but it does take a process. And your doctors told you that it wasn't even real up until about 5 years ago. So really 3 years ago. So Katie, hello. Great to see you. Sharon, hello. Sharon and Eddie, always great to see you guys. Saw you guys at the dinner workshop last night. Such a blessing. Eddie, thanks for blessing the meal last night. Pastor Eddie, I appreciate that. Susan, good evening. Hello up in Ontario, Canada. Hope you guys are well. Dr. Christine down in Texas. Hope you're doing well also. Denise, good evening from Kansas City, Missouri. Good to see you, young lady. Hope you're doing well. Rose in Virginia. Hello, Miss Rose. Hope everything's going great for you out in Virginia. Great to see you guys. Susan, good evening in Ontario. Dina, hello. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Denise, hello from Missouri. Cheers. Hope you're doing well. Yes, I'm finishing my last tea of the day, if you guys are asking. Betty, hello up in Michigan. Hope you guys are well. Rosie, hello. Dr. E, what causes sticky blood? Well, insulin resistance causes sticky blood. If you get thick and sticky blood, it's usually because you have insulin resistance, okay? You've got problems with digestive enzymes. You're not making protease, amylase, and lipase, and your body can't digest carbohydrates like it's supposed to. So sticky blood is very common. We see it in the medical world. It's called a rouleau pattern, R-E-L-O-U-X, rouleau pattern, when the red blood cells all stick together. So insulin resistance is a big cause of it. And then also we find it whenever our body is out of balance, physically, chemically, or emotionally. Remember, all of our blood cells have a positive and a negative charge to them. And remember, if this is a blood cell and this is a blood cell, and they have a positive and a negative charge, they're going to oppose each other. But if this has a negative charge on the outside and this has a positive charge on the outside, because the osmolarity and polarity shifted because your body's sick, it's got toxemia, you've lost your cell voltage, now these things all start sticking together, okay? That's where sticky blood comes from. Drinking yerba mate tea, intermittent fasting, biozyme, digestive enzymes, and using the cell signal formula all helps fix sticky blood. Great question. Phyllis, hey Phyllis, great to see you guys. I'm glad that you're on here. Had a great conversation with you and your husband, Carrie, earlier today. You guys are fantastic. Appreciate you guys more than you know. Denise, yeah, that hearing was wild today. Did you guys see the hearing? Like, I don't want to get off topic too much. I want to answer your questions, but man, did you guys see that hearing today? It was bittersweet, man. I mean, like, it's just another level of vindication for folks like you and folks like me that have common sense that COVID is a scam. I don't care what anybody says. It was a scam. And you got to think about this for a minute. Think about all the scientists and doctors who just went along with the scam. They lied about masking. They lied about social distancing. They lied about safety and efficacy of the supposed vaccines. They lied about mRNA technology staying in your arm and not going into your genetics. They lied about the side effects. They lied about the origins of it. They lied. And by the way, did you hear Senator Rand Paul say that when the scientists who came out in 2020 and showed Fauci that this virus literally was man-made and came from a lab, that after Fauci responded to them and they changed their tune on the proximal origins of COVID, they got a $9 million grant. Let me tell you something. You want to hear something wild? 9 million apparently is the number that Fauci has the authority to push a button and give out as a grant without getting oversight authority from some other figureheads. Guess who else got $9 million? Whenever I was being sued by the U.S. federal government, falsely, by the way, for saving the lives of at least 11,000 patients that we know of, and who knows how many hundreds of thousands of people across the globe took our advice and are better because of it, the U.S. federal government hired a hitman doctor to come against me, a doctor from Washington University School of Medicine who literally is nothing more than a hitman doctor. He also got $9 million from Tony Fauci to go make COVID vaccines. We had to do a private investigation on that doctor to find that. When we shared that with our lawyer was like, our judge was like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. This is ridiculous. So yeah, it's crazy. So Denise, great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Michelle down in Georgia. Good to see you. Susan, God bless you. Marcy, hey, good to see you, young lady. Hope you and your hubs are doing well. Love and appreciate you guys. Hey, Donda, great to see you. She says, hey, they sent me today to have an alkaline phos test done. what do you know about that? Well, alkaline phos is a liver enzyme test. You really need an alkaline phos, an ALT test, right? Alkaline phos, and an AST test. Those are your liver enzyme tests. Get those done. That's going to tell us how your liver is doing. And then when you get all your labs, get it to us, and we'll cover them. If you want, I'll cover them live here with all you guys. Hey, Tammy, hello from Alberta. Hope you guys are doing great. Good evening. Gail, great to see you from down in Florida. God bless you guys. Hope everything's good in Florida. I got 2 kids moving to Florida soon, so I'll be down there pretty soon. Joe, good afternoon or evening up in Michigan, brother. Hope you're good. Let's see. Tina, hello in South Carolina. God bless you. We've got Leslie up in Colorado. Just started my protocol yesterday. Excited to start this journey. I'm proud of you, okay? Start the process. Do the things. Follow the protocols. They work, okay? Just make it a ritual. Make it part of your new daily routine. Please do that, all right? Tammy, good evening from Wisconsin. You guys made it home already? Tammy came to the dinner workshop last night from Wisconsin. Came and saw me this morning in the office, spent about 2 hours with me, let me do all kinds of work to her, got her right rocking and rolling. She brought me a whole sack of food, good food. I'm still got the garlic breath that you got from the fermented garlic that you gave me. So thank you for that. And I hope you guys made it home safe. Okay. Stacy, good evening down in Tampa Bay. That's where my daughter's moving. My daughter's going to University of Tampa next year. I don't know if it's college or if it's just like a continual spring break party, but I'll be down in Tampa quite a bit. Hope you guys are doing great. She said, could you please tell me how to address a female who gets UTIs after intercourse? Yes, it's real. Let me tell you something. UTIs are very common. Okay. So first of all, there's a lot of, let me just tell you what to do if you get one. D-mannose. Somebody type in UTI. Do me a favor. Type in UTI down in the chat. UTI. I'm going to talk about this because it's super important for you to understand this. So UTI. So the best thing you can do, to help with the UTI when you get it, we got to get rid of it, then we got to prevent it. Number 1, D-mannose. Somebody type in D-mannose in the chat. D-mannose. 3,000 milligrams 3 times a day when you have an active UTI. 3,000 milligrams 3 times a day with an active UTI. Do that for about 7 days. D-mannose turns the bladder and the uterus and the lining of the urethra into Teflon. And the E. coli, which is what like 90% of UTIs are, cannot stick to that lining and it just sloughs off. That's number 1. Number 2, if there's pain with your UTI, go to the drugstore and get some Azo, A-Z-O. Okay. Somebody type in Azo and D-mannose for UTI. And then here's the deal. If women get it regularly, it's because you don't have enough of the right bacteria in the vaginal canal. Did you know that there's a bacteria that live in our GI tract, that live in our ears, eyes, nose, throat, our sinuses, our mouth, on our skin? There's also a microbiome in the vaginal canal. And most women who don't have the right bacteria get bacteria vaginosis, UTI infections, all that kind of stuff. So number 1, eating fermented foods is a powerful tool. Try to get some fermented foods, at least 1 or 2 servings a day. You should do that. If fermented foods causes you to have a lot of bloatiness, gas, or distension, that's a problem. That means that your body has abnormal bacteria in it. So here's what we do with women who get UTIs regularly. Number 1, I put them on the Master Microbiotics, okay? It has the bifidobacterium and the lactobacillus that will culture and cultivate. You take it orally, and it will grow the bacteria in the GI tract and in the urinary tract so that you can prevent and stop these from happening in the first place. That's number 1. Number 2, after you're finished with your active UTI, then what you do is you stay on 1,000 milligrams a day of D-mannose as a prevention. That's a big, big thing to do, okay? Then what you do is you get on some digestive enzymes. We use our digestive enzyme that we use. Do I have one down here? It's upstairs. It's the Biozyme. So we use Biozyme enzymes, 1 or 2 with each meal. That allows you to break down, digest your food because excess sugar, Stacy, leads to urinary tract infections, okay? And the number 1 thing we find for guys and gals that pass UTIs back and forth is we find that they've got insulin sensitivity and insulin resistance. Sugar feeds the bad bacteria. Sugar feeds the candida. Sugar feeds parasites. Sugar feeds cancer. Sugar feeds all those things. So if you are doing, like, I drink my yerba mate tea all the time. I use my balance formula for the konjac root fiber to get the bad bacteria out of my gut. That's the deal. And then if it happens post intercourse, make sure that you urinate as soon as you're finished doing what you're doing. And a lot of women will also use a vaginal rinse. You can literally use a vinegar-based, or you can use water with silver as a rinse, and it will prevent UTIs from happening. Remember, it's not just the ladies. It could be also it's coming to you from guys. Okay. Very, very good. Okay. Okay. Kayla, what's up, young lady? Kayla says, hey, doc, I've been taking the cell signal since November. I haven't seen an increase in my energy. It seems when I drive liquid IV, I have more energy. That's minerals. She got a mineral block somewhere. I don't like all the crap in liquid IV. I don't either. Any suggestions? Okay, so the cell signal is turning the voltage up of your methylation system. That's happening regardless of if you have energy or not. There's a lot of things that work together to make energy in your body. Now, let me ask you this. If you go a couple hours without eating, do you get lightheaded, shaky, irritable, or dizzy? Okay. You fast, right? I think we talked about that. You fast on a regular basis. So if you look at what's in liquid IV, the reason why liquid IV sometimes gets into people's bodies a little faster is they use a lot of glucose, a lot of sugar to drive minerals in the body. Sugar can increase absorption, but it also causes a lot of other problems. So here's what I'm going to tell you. This is something that we have found that works really good to help in replacement of liquid IV. So just hear me on this, okay? You're not the only one that does well with this. So one thing that we use, so either use an yerba mate tea or a matcha tea. I like yerba mate better, especially the Unimate-te. The Unimate-te has enough caffeine to drive minerals into the system. Caffeine is a delivery system. There's about 80 to 90 milligrams of caffeine in one serving, so not a lot. And there's chemicals in there, what's called chlorogenic acid in there, that also opens up the cells and drives in nutrients and also raises your GLP-1 production. So here's what we do. People who do well with liquid IV but don't want to take it regularly because it's got a lot of bad stuff in it, use yerba mate, okay? So use the Unimate-te tea. It's the cleanest, best one out there. Do this. Put a half a teaspoon of organic salt in here, okay? That has a ton of minerals in it. Get the Detox Pro Plus formula. You already have some of this, I'm sure. Shake it up real good. Put about a third to a half of a teaspoon into this. Stir it up and drink it down. That will get you a mineral charge fast, okay? But I'm curious if you've got some insulin sensitivities and insulin resistance going on. Okay, so let me know how you do with that. Let's try that for a couple of days, see if that makes a boost, and then we can go from there. Okay. All right. Dr. Christine says, conspiracy or not, I am convinced that alpha-gal was a bio-attack. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I have no reason to believe it's not. Okay. It's weird that now, listen to this. The scientific community is trying to say, hey, we're going to make some bioengineered ticks to go kill off the ticks that are causing us to have alpha-gal. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy how nuts this is. How about we just let it run its course? We teach humans how to prevent this. We teach humans how to deal with it. A lot of times alpha-gal can be self-limiting within 3 months to 6 months, but there's a lot that needs to be done with it. I get it. It's a horrible thing. And some people, it is very, very bad. Like some people can't even eat or drink hardly anything because of how bad alpha-gal is. I'm going to tell you right now, I agree. There is a big push to sell fake meat. They don't want you having real meat. Why? Because real meat and real cholesterol makes you a real human with real testosterone, real common sense, real ability to stand up for yourself. And the last thing that a how do I say this, insecure government wants is its citizens to have actually strength. Okay, and power and understand. Same reason why they vilified hormones for decades. They didn't want men to be men and women to be women. They wanted the opposite to happen. That's a fact. Okay, so I agree with you, Dr. Christine. It's not a conspiracy. It's a fact. All right. Hey guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you guys are sharing this. Do me a favor, share this, and drop your questions in the chat below. We'll get to those. Denise says, hey doc, my hubby had a total knee replacement a few years ago. He still has pain trying to walk. Must be the muscles and tendons around. It might be. Do you help patients in your practice? Yeah, of course. Listen, we see a lot of patients all the time that after they get a joint replacement, if you don't have the right rehabilitation of not just the muscles and the joints, but the nerves, we got to get the nerves to wire and fire like it's supposed to. Now, Denise, I'm going to tell you something. Go try this. I know your husband's going to probably look at you like you got two heads on you, but try this. You got nothing to lose, okay? You know what boron is? Have you ever heard of borax? Okay, I've had a lot of success with patients post-joint replacement by taking about a half a teaspoon of borax, putting it in about 3 to 4 ounces of water, putting a half a teaspoon of organic salt in it, stirring it up and drinking it down, doing that for a couple of days. If it makes a huge difference with the pain, cool. Winner, chicken dinner. It's a mineral problem. And boron or borax will help with that, the way I told you. Or it needs some work with the muscles. We use a therapy called shockwave in our practice that balances out the muscles post surgery that works fantastic. We work with a ton of surgeons in our practices with all that stuff. Susan, good to see you down in SoCal, young lady. SoCal's in the house. Hope you guys are well. Drop in the chat where you guys are watching from or whatever questions you've got. We'll get into those. Michelle, good evening in PA. Hope you guys are doing great. Great to see you as always. Okay. Hey, great. Katie, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're welcome. You know, doctor is Latin for teacher. Our job is to teach, reach, inspire, and motivate as many people as we can. I'm humbled by your kind words, so thank you so much. Susan says, hey, how do you address autoimmune hepatitis? Well, the same way you address all forms of hepatitis. I'm going to give you the layperson's way to do it. And then I want to dive a little deeper in it to what functional medicine really looks like if you can't figure it out on your own. Okay. So number one, please understand this. All autoimmune is typically caused by the same things. Okay. It's either insulin resistance, leaky gut syndrome, and bad digestive function, which is low enzymes and abnormal gut bacteria, toxemia. Okay. Toxemia is the big thing. You're toxic. You have an overabundance of microplastics and heavy metals and or parasites in your system, okay? And or you've got issues with your voltage of your cells, your pH is low, your blood is sticky and thick, and or you've got what's called sympathetic overload, or a combination of all those, okay? So I address autoimmune issues of the skin and the gut the same way I would address it with the liver. Now, the liver is the most important organ in the body, one of the most important organs in the body, the most important for detox and for hormone balance, by the way. So the first thing that I would do, you've got to make sure that you don't have insulin resistance, insulin sensitivity. So Susan, let me ask you a couple questions, okay? Can you go a couple hours without eating, without getting lightheaded, shaky, irritable, or dizzy? Can you fast for a couple hours? Do you have issues with high blood pressure, high cholesterol? Do you have issues with diabetes? Do you have issues with do you have certain medications you're taking, like antidepressant meds, SSRI medications, immune compromising medications, diabetic medications, antidepressant or antipsychotic medications? Or have you taken a lot of antibiotics in your life? Those can all also lead to insulin resistance. So you got to rule out insulin resistance, number one. And then, are you having at least one bowel movement a day? If you're not pooping at least once a day, you've got toxemia going on, okay? And let me ask you this. The third question is, can you sleep through the night without any issues? Or are you waking up between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning? That's a liver problem. If you're waking up between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning, that's a cortisol hormonal problem. So answer those questions for me, and then I can tell you more about it. But the first thing that I do with every patient, here's what I do straight up simple with every patient. First thing I do is I control insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity. At least for the first 6 weeks, I'm going to put you on a protocol I use for insulin resistance. I'm going to get you on my Unimate-te. You're going to do 2 teas a day. Do one in the morning, you do one in the afternoon. It's a sipping tea. This is not a chugger. This is a sipping tea. Then I'm going to put you on what's called the balance formula. The balance formula helps the body deal with Well, it helps with insulin, but it also helps the bowels regenerate. It's a form of fiber called konjac root fiber. Here, let me show you where you can find that if you don't know where to get that. Let me put the little ticker at the bottom here. Hold on a second. Right there. Okay. So that's the link to find the tea and the link to find the balance. Those are the two I put everybody on. So 2 teas a day, 1 balance a day. That's huge. Then what we do is I put every single person who has autoimmune hepatitis on the cell signal formula. 3 pills in the morning and 3 pills in the afternoon. Why? Because it opens up the liver. It shifts the body from a sugar burn to a fat burner. It helps the body stay into and get into ketosis. That, if I do that for 6 weeks, handles my insulin resistance, insulin sensitivity. It's a 3-step reset process, okay? Then what I do if you've got hepatitis, because that means you're going to have parasites, toxins, something in the liver, I always use the Detox Pro Plus formula. The Detox Pro Plus formula, shake it up, open the cap up, pour, like pour. You can use the dropper. I hate these droppers. They just don't work well. So what I do is I'll put about a half of a teaspoon, half to a third a teaspoon, boop, of my Detox Pro Plus in my tea, and I'll sip on that as well. Okay. I'll drink one of those down in the morning. Okay. That's for the liver. And then get some milk thistle. Start taking 1,000 milligrams a day of milk thistle. Give your body 6 weeks on that. And then we can move into phase 2 of this. The triple stack is what I use for almost everybody in addition to that for autoimmune stuff. I hope that makes sense, Susan. Great question. Autoimmune issues are not difficult to deal with. You just got to know how to deal with them. Okay. Let's see. Stacy says, I'm feeling really nauseous after today's live. I don't know what to tell you about that or what's going on with you, but I'm really looking forward to seeing, today's IV. Okay. Sorry. I got you. So Stacy came to see me today, and Stacy, if you don't mind me telling people, Stacy's got, let's just say her liver's a little congested as well. And that's leading to a lot of problems. Remember, when the liver goes bad, then the thyroid goes bad, the parathyroid goes bad, everything goes bad. And you may have had years of toxins in your liver. I'm talking about years of toxins. And when we push the IV that pushes the toxins out of the body, it's going to dump from the liver into the bowels, from the bowels out of the body. So, Stacy, do the osmolarity drink tonight before we go to bed. Go do this. Get a teaspoon. You tonight do a teaspoon, okay, a full teaspoon of good salt in warm water, about 4 to 6 ounces of warm water. Put a squeeze of lemon or lime in it, stir it up, and slug it down, okay? Hopefully in the morning you'll have a big bowel movement and all your toxins will come out. This too shall pass, okay? We do a lot of very strong IVs in our practices. In fact, some of our people come like 6-8 hours one way to get these IVs because you can't get them anywhere. Okay. Shelly says WTF 9 million. Yeah, that's what they were paid. And that's what the doctor who came after me was paid as well. Excuse my French. You're good. I appreciate that. Wilhelmina, good evening from Alaska, young lady. I hope you're doing well. It's so great to see you. Rose says, please tell us how to cure Lyme disease. Well, I'll never tell you how to cure anything. I don't like that cure word. It's a weird word to me. I think what you're telling me is, how do we get rid of Lyme disease? How do we deal with it? We have a whole protocol for Lyme disease, but you got to understand it's getting people healthy is not, it's not like we do just this for Lyme disease and just this for autoimmune and just this for insulin resistance. Like, there's just a hierarchy that you follow. And what we found is that we start cleaning out the root causes of problems, like insulin resistance is one of the big ones. And, having toxemia in your body with the toxic liver, that's a big one. Heavy metals, microplastics, all that. Having leaky gut, which includes abnormal bacteria and not enough digestive enzymes, being too low in minerals, like all those things. So, Rosie, first things first, we got to handle the insulin sensitivity and insulin resistance. Because remember, when insulin's high, inflammation goes high. When insulin's high, every other hormone in your body goes low, including the healing hormones. And then, because a lot of times we have too many omega-6s in our diet, omega-6s cause inflammation. Here, somebody keeps asking, where do we find? Here, this is where you find, down at the bottom, you guys can find the teas and the the balance there. Okay. And if you want to find all the other goodies that we talk about, you can go to BioLimitless.com. That's BioLimitless.com. Okay. Now there's a Lyme protocol that we're putting. It's on our site as well that you can get access to. It's a step-by-step process to walk you through that. But first thing we do is get insulin resistance under control. Okay. The second thing we do is we get detoxification, the body to open up. Then we get the body to get the bacteria balanced. The terrain's got to balance. Then we get the minerals back into the body. And then we give the body time to heal. And a lot of times there's a neurological component, Rose, to Lyme's disease. And so we do a lot of vagus nerve exercises and vagal nerve stimulation to help with that kind of stuff as well. I want to make sure you get that protocol. All right. Susan, hello from down in the Lake of the O. Hope you're doing well. Great to see you, young lady. Roseanne, hello in New York. Hope you're doing good. Hey, Ben, great to see you and the Bowser family down in Arkansas. Hope you guys are great. You guys are fantastic, okay? Perfect. You guys are putting in the info about D-mannose. Phyllis said, hey, is it okay for Carrie to take the standard process Dronamine to help with adrenal fatigue with protocols? Absolutely. So try this. A lot of times Dronamine, it's a good adrenal deficit. Dronamine, if you take that in the morning times, that'll help get your cortisol level to stay balanced. But sometimes if Dronamine gets you your adrenaline going, don't take it at nighttime, but play with it. Because Phyllis, sometimes if you take Dronamine at nighttime before you go to bed, like with that cocktail I told you. So I told Carrie to help him sleep through the night to go get some chamomile tea, take 300 milligrams of magnesium glycinate. You can try some of that Dronamine, that's no problem, but take ashwagandha 400 milligrams at night and see if that keeps the cortisol down while you're sleeping. Because when cortisol goes up, you go up. Anybody ever wake up like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning and can't get back to sleep, and you fall asleep like 10 minutes before your alarm wakes you up? That's a cortisol problem. Okay. And a lot of times that begins with insulin sensitivity in the morning. Okay. So yeah, Phyllis, he can do that. That's no problem. Okay. You know what, Shelly, you're right. Alpha-gal's been around for a while, but folks are just now starting to talk about it really rampantly. And by the way, just so you know, it's not just coming from ticks. This is not just come from Lone Star ticks. This also can be potentially transmitted via mosquito bites as well. Okay. And it may even be sexually transmitted like Lyme's disease can. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's do this. Here's what I'll do. I will do a AMA for all of you just on Lyme disease, or I'll do a half hour to health on Lyme disease, just on Lyme disease. I'll show you the protocols we do. I'll go through the whole thing. In fact, I'll do it for you early next week. I'll do one on Lyme disease. I've got the whole protocol. I'll show you what we do in our practices. I'll show you what you can do on your own. It's a process, and it needs to be dealt with in a sequence, which is why a lot of times you need someone who kind of has a background of dealing with this to know when your body starts going down this pathway, if you make a left turn or a right turn, like where to go from there. Okay, Renee, I promise I will do a next week. Let's just call it this. Next Tuesday in the morning, I will do a Lyme disease, a half hour to health. Okay. I'll do it on Lyme. That'll be next Tuesday. Okay. I'll totally do that. All right. For you guys. Cause it's more to get into than just we can cover right now. And I want to give you the deep things that you can do for Lyme. Okay. Perfect. No, Ben, alpha gal does not make you an alpha male. Great question. I'm going to borrow that. Donda says, hey, would teas be good for me since I'm having liver issues? Yeah. So there's a couple teas that are really good for the liver. Dandelion root tea, fantastic for the liver. Having that a couple times a week is really good. Okay. If your bowels don't move regularly. So listen, by the way, Stacy, listen to this. If your bowels don't move regularly, go get yourself some smooth move tea. So smooth move tea is good for maybe one a day or a couple times a week. Is really good for the bowels to move and the liver. And then the Unimate-te tea is really fantastic. The Unimate-te tea has has a lot of what's called sorry, I'm getting a message from one of my patients. They just got out of the hospital. Awesome. That has a lot of cholinergic acid, which helps the body open up the liver, detoxifying, etc. So I like the Unimate-te tea for you, Donda. I think that's just a good sipping tea for everybody to use. So there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Oh yeah, Dina, totally right. Do you still recommend Warrior's Blood tea? Heck yeah, I do. I still drink it regularly. I think I've got it right here. This is the Warrior Blood tea. Let me show you this. Okay, so here's Warrior Blood tea. Well, that's not going to work, but you can see this pretty good. So Warrior Blood tea is a really good one to detoxify the liver and detoxify the bowels and the kidney. You grab 2 of the 4 teas that are in here, mix and match. You need 2. You can put all 4 in if you want. You take those, whether it's eucalyptus. Eucalyptus tea is fantastic for the lungs. Hyssop is good for everything. Hyssop is really good for mucus control. It's good for autoimmune issues and the big scary C word as well. Hibiscus is good for everything. And then turmeric and ginger tea together is a fantastic anti-inflammatory. So you mix those in a big mason jug like that, about 64 ounces of water. Let it sit for at least 30 minutes. I like to sit it overnight. Let it just sit out overnight. Put the cap on it. And if you let it sit out in the sunshine during the day, it's going to grab the photons from the sun. All of your teas can do that as well. If you're going to sweeten it, use stevia. Okay, stevia is good for killing biofilms in the body, and it's really good also for destroying the parasites, candida yeast, and all that kind of stuff. And then drink 8 to 12 ounces a couple times a day. Totally good with that. I'm a huge fan of the Warrior Blood tea. Thank you for reminding me of that. So that's a powerful one. Denise says, yeah, I use borax. Denise, tell people how good borax is. Because when I tell people that, they're like, what? It's so fantastic. I learned about borax from Dr. George Goodhart, one of the probably most genius people, definitely most genius doctors on the planet. This guy was, of course, he had a couple years on me. He was in his late 70s when I first met him, but one of the most genius people on the planet. And he taught me about borax and borax water. Okay. Let people know how powerful that is. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Tammy says, hey, my grandson's 9. He's been dealing with warts on his feet for about 3 years. He plays hockey, clean, dry socks game. The doctor has frozen them, but they grow back. That's because the root was never fixed. Okay. Now listen, your grandson's got toxins in him. Okay. So his bowels are toxic, and he's got microplastics and heavy metals in his body. Guarantee it. So Tammy, here's what you can do. First of all, if you want to get that to go away, have his mom or his family soak his feet in warm water, a little bit of put vinegar, like apple cider vinegar, in like a cup of apple cider vinegar in the water, and then put some frankincense in there. Okay. And soak his feet in there for like 30 minutes. Let it soften the things up. And that'll dry things up in the feet as well. That makes a very alkaline environment so that warts and the roots and all that stuff cannot regenerate. And it'll help deal with the toxins. It'll pull toxins out. That water might even change colors. It's like a foot bath at home. And then listen, Tammy, look and see what else is going on with him. Does he have little bitty pimples on the backs of his arms? If he does, that's a gluten sensitivity. Get that boy off of gluten. Put him on. We've got to get the toxins out of his system. So please get him on. Go get him a bottle of Detox Pro Plus. Have him start taking a half of a teaspoon or a third of a teaspoon once a day. Have him start doing that, and then put him on the Master Microbiotics. Just start doing that. Do that for 90 days and let's see what happens. Okay. Because man, when you start getting those plantar warts and all that stuff, it can cause some serious problems. It's an internal problem, not a topical skin issue. You can freeze them, burn them, cut them out. They're going to keep coming back until you deal with the inside problem, which is some type of HPV. He's got human papilloma virus in his body, and we can help put it at bay with that. Okay. Now, sometimes also, if it's really, really bad, we put him on oregano oil. You can buy oregano oil capsules, and usually like 2,500 to 3,000 milligrams a day is what you do for that. Okay. Paul says, hey, what can be done for POTS? Okay. POTS is a multifaceted syndrome. It's positional orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which means you sit down, you stand up, your heart starts pounding real quick, and you get a little lightheaded and dizzy. It's either a problem with the adrenal glands, the vagus nerve, or the liver. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you, a lot of people have POTS post-COVID. After getting infected with COVID, they're going to get POTS. Why? Because COVID is an oncogenic virus. COVID attaches to the immune system, down-regulates it, messes up your vagus nerve. The vagus nerve has a lot to do with heart and adrenal function. So what you can do, number one, Paul, you got to load up on minerals, brother. You better load up on minerals like it's nobody's business. So like a half a teaspoon of organic, good, healthy sea salt, like Baja Gold salt or something like that, once or twice a day, once in the morning, maybe in the evening as well. That's number one. Number two, magnesium. Paul, every one of my POTS patients, I put on 300 milligrams of magnesium in the morning and 300 milligrams of magnesium in the evening time. Non-negotiable for me, okay? The other big things with POTS is it's the vagus nerve gets messed up. So doing some daily vagal nerve stimulation, like massaging your earlobes, massaging your neck, gargling with warm water, sticking your face in cold water or splashing cold water on your face multiple times a day. All those things help with POTS. There's some other things that you can do, like you got to check and see there's something else going on. Do you have high blood pressure? Do you have high cholesterol? Do you have elevated liver enzymes? Do you have insulin resistance? Do you have blood sugar problems? Those need to be dealt with because a lot of times with adults, we find that they have issues with insulin. Getting their insulin under control, lowering their sugars, lowering their insulin sensitivity helps a ton with things like POTS, with orthostatic hypotension, where you stand up, get dizzy, and pass out, which is vasovagal. It also helps with when people have things like AFib. And then last but not least, Paul, liposomal vitamin C. At least 1,000 milligrams once, if not twice a day of vitamin C is a good place to start. Okay, that's a really good place to start. Okay. Katie says, does insulin resistance include tingling in both feet all day? Yes, ma'am. Okay, listen. That is a sign of neuropathy. Now, there's multiple causes. There's about 3 main causes of neuropathy, but the most common cause of neuropathy is blood sugar issues with insulin sensitivity. And a lot of you will know this because if you have neuropathy, numbness, tingling, or pins and needles in your feet and legs or hands and fingers, especially both of them, both extremities, and it gets worse after a high carbohydrate meal, or it gets worse after like a lot of sugary sweets, that is 100% insulin resistance, insulin sensitivity. Katie, no question about it. You know, drink some yerba mate teas, use the balance protocol, use the cell signal, and minimize your carbs and sugars. 100%. Okay. Let's see. Oh, wow. Great question. How do you detox from chemtrails? Here's another one we know that's true. I mean, it's weird. I'm like, DARPA, we know for a fact that DARPA has weather modification programs. Like, that's not a undeniable thing. And what they use to get those, I just said DARPA, and next thing, like half of my live just shut off. That is nuts. You guys share this, and just write a comment below. Say hi or how you doing. Tell me what symptoms you've got, what state you live in. Because the more we engage together, like the more like people can see this and the less we get censorship. It's just insane. We got to play this stupid game. So chemtrails a lot of times have a lot of aluminum in it. That's heavy metals. So you detoxify your body from heavy metals the same way you detoxify the body from chemtrails, okay? So I use the Detox Pro Plus formula. I sweat. We do dry saunas, wet saunas. We use diaphragmatic breathing for detox. We do a lot of brushing of the skin, dry brushing, rebounding, exercise, and just get your body moving. Eating cilantro is really good for detoxifying your body, and so is spirulina. Those are all really good to have to help your body a ton, okay? Mary Meyer, good afternoon, good evening. She says, I absolutely love listening to you. I'm in Ontario, and I wish you were here. Listen, I'm in the U.S., and I wish you were here, okay? I love most of your detox stuff, but the exchange, I can't, yeah, I get it. It's crazy what's happening right now. Like, it's crazy what's happening right now with, like, the VATs and the cost. Like, sometimes some of these folks in other countries are spending more on the taxes than it is for the products right now. It's just insane. So I appreciate you. You said that I've answered many of your questions on other subjects and that have helped you. Thank you. I'm a blessing. Thank you so much for saying that, Mary. I appreciate you. You're a blessing, okay, for being here. So thank you. All right. Okay. I will get you guys the Lyme protocols as well. Yeah. Renee will tell you Smooth Move tea works great. It's fantastic. Okay. It is so good for keeping the bowels moving. If you have problems having a number 2 every day, Unimate-te tea with the konjac root, that'll solve it. And so will Smooth Move tea. You just can't have too much Smooth Move tea because it'll cause a lot of mineral issues in the body. And that's not good. Okay. That's not good at all. Okay. Tammy says, hey, thank you. I scrolled into you during all of the crazy COVID. I quickly became a fan. Your common sense approach to wellness keeps me sane. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thanks for all you look forward to the live streams. Tammy, thank you for that. I appreciate that more than you know. You guys are the best. Okay. Let's see. Shelly says, what do you think of colonoscopies for prevention? Well, I'll tell you this. I think that there is a time for them. There's no question that there's a time for them. If you have a lot of rectal bleeding, if you have a lot of severe constipation, if you have a history of colon cancer, if you have nonstop mucus coming out of your rectum that just will not go away, if you've got other indications on blood tests, like if you have night sweats, you can't figure out why, if you've got massive weight loss and you don't understand why, then I would suggest it. Shelly, I'm just telling you right now, I pray to God that I never have to have, or anyone shove a camera and a flashlight up my rectum to have a look at my colon. Okay. Do I think it's a good preventative thing? No. Do I think it's a useful tool from time to time? Yeah. Okay. There's a whole lot else we can do. Same thing with mammograms. I think mammograms are a horrible preventative thing. We should use thermography instead of mammograms. You could use thermography for the colon as well. And if there's a lot of inflammation in there and you back that up with some blood testing that indicates there's a problem, then and only then we might do a colonoscopy. But I'd rather have a CT done just so we can skip to the front of the line and find out what's going on. Okay. So, okay, Donna says, is it okay to drink the teas warm or hot? I like them better warm. So here's what I'll tell you. Almost every tea you can drink warm or hot. Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I don't like drinking Unimate-te tea warm or hot. It's better for you if you can do lukewarm, you can do room temperature. Don't do cold. Like drinking cold beverages is a problem. Drinking cold beverages can mess up your heart. Drinking cold beverages is bad for your immune system. It's bad for your thermal regulators of your body. It screws up digestion massively. I mean, don't be drinking cold beverages, especially when you're eating a meal. That will totally jack up your system. It washes out your stomach acids and it causes your enzymes not to work like it's supposed to. That's a problem. Okay. So you can drink most teas warm, a lot of them hot, but not Unimate or Yerba-mate teas. Don't drink those hot. Okay. Renee says, I take oregano oil every day for the immune system. There was a huge study that came out recently that shows that oregano oil outperformed antibiotics. Let me say that again. Oregano oil outperformed antibiotics, and there's no darn side effects of the oregano oil other than you burp up some oregano oil and it kills the H. pylori. That's a good thing. Okay. So totally good. Okay. Good girl.